Alright, so clearly this is very much not what I imagined when posing this character, is not to have the head ripping apart like this. So I'm just going to run through real quick, and I think actually the weight paints on the shoulders look fairly not awful, surprisingly. But I think what I might, like, I'm definitely going to have to go back and, like, fix the backs of these arms here, because they look like crap. Definitely the head. The head is going to be the easiest thing to do. I'm just going to I'll go into, like, one of my orthographic modes, and I'm just going to marquee select all of the vertices on this head. Say all of these guys. And I'm just going to go up to Windows, Component Editor, and if I go over to Smooth Skins here, you can see head. For some reason, it's not weighted this well at all, so I'm just going to scroll down, marquee select like all of these guys, and just enter a value of 1. And now when I move it over, it should be weighted completely to the head instead of like partly to the head and the neck. And at this point, I feel like the positioning of this head is insanely bizarre. Also, this is like, why would you hold a butane torch like this 2 inches from your head? Like, that feels kind of insane, but whatever for now, I guess. And then the other part that's like obviously like a main issue with that is the legs in here. The skin legs actually seem pretty good. It's just that there's some of the toes are like pulling. So again, I'm just gonna go to Windows, General Editors, Component Editor, and this is the right leg, so I do not want any weight on the left anything. So I'm just gonna select all of that, set it to 0. Do the same thing here, except instead of doing left, I don't want any weights on the right anything. And that is like quite possibly the simplest way I've ever found to fix that. And again, same thing, I just need to go through and do that really quick with the shoes. So like, actually I'll just take this entire shoe, and I'll get rid of any weights on the left anything. Ooh. Oops. Opposite of what I wanted. Very irritating. I hate when I do that. For some reason it doesn't undo stuff very well from the... I had to go back like really far to hit the point before I just messed that up. So I'm going to grab all of this left knee stuff and enter a value of 0 and not 1. And same thing again. Here, just value of 0 for all the right stuff, and now the feet snap into place. I will also need to go through and do this for the legs. So I'm just going to select the loops of vertices in here, and in here, and in... whatever. And this is the left leg, so I don't want right anything, so I'll do that. I think actually maybe weight painting would be easier for this. Usually I'm like really lazy about weight painting, but I think in this case it might prove itself to be necessary. I think one thing I could also do that would help dramatically is just going onto the inside of the model and selecting these loops. Get rid of anything with a right 0. Alright, we getting there. It's coming. Real slow, but it's coming. Alright, cool. So now I have something much more reasonable for the legs. And I find it usually does a reasonable job interpolating for the knee, and like, again, for something like this, if it looks fine, I'm not doing a lot of hardcore animations with this, so I'm just gonna leave it however the heck it is. Cool, no weights on the left. I swear the component editor is like my favorite thing for weighting ever. Trying to paint these weights is just like one of those things that I find completely awful to do. And you actually, it works really nicely for fingers and stuff because you can very specifically set values for like how much bend or whatever that you want in each of the fingers. It's really, really nice for stuff like that. So So in this case, I'm just going to keep systematically getting through stuff on the left, and you can see that the legs are actually separate, like real person legs, you would expect to see. I was like, oh my god, where's the head? And I'm like, it's okay, I hid the head. Why is my channel box so enormous right now? I like minimal screen occupation with that. Alright. And now I can actually select things like a real person. Yay. Alright, so like in here I might grab I might grab, like, okay, that's weighted 100% for the head. I'll just, like, go through and do a really quick check and see, like, what is this actually weighted to? Like, it doesn't need to be weighted to the clavicle or the shoulder. It can exist on the chest, that's fine. Actually, maybe not. Yeah. So that really should only be neck and head, and I think once I go through and do that to these guys as well, it's like, no, actually that one makes maybe more sense to be on the chest, but whatever. So I don't want shoulders or clavicles. And you can see that now that the neck is sort of straighter-ish, kind of. That was actually probably a really dumb decision to attach that to the head at all. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is actually just repose the head, because this isn't even the pose that I really want this head to be in at the end, so there's no point. If it looks fine without me doing a bunch of extra work for it, I will take that. What am I feeling for this? I'm honestly not sure. Maybe just like... What if I just did a sort of manic, like, standing there and holding this aggressively in the air, like, ah, like I'm a crazy person with a butane torch. That looks like she's trying to use it as a cell phone. No. Alright, maybe I'll just move this and make that a little bit farther from the body. Maybe that's the direction I'll go with this. I still feel like the head's really creepy. I also feel like a lot of pop characters don't turn their heads. But I could be wrong. Yes. And I would like to go into this, and I'm going to key this twist value for the leg, because I want this knee to be poking out a little bit. Oops. Not that knee, but I'll take that as well, I guess. Alright, so I'm just going to key that at 0, and then I'll twist this out. Oh my god, why? Turn off the skeleton and go back to my stupid component editor really quick. That's the left knee, so I don't want any weights on the right. Rigging. The ultimate in repetition. You can totally set up stuff to, like, script this, but I just haven't done this yet. So, cough. And it appears I should also go back in and tweak the verts on the inside of this. Grumble, grumble. Because it's causing some pretty aggressive clipping, especially once I started twisting the knee. Buttons, click with things. Alright, this is the left knee, so I don't want to write anything. Cool. And now there's no clipping. That was actually really dumb. I could have just marquee selected this entire thing and called it a day. Oops. So knee. I might actually just get rid of this weight on the ankle. It's so minimal that it's really not doing anything. And this is, okay, cool. So that one's fine. I think I might just get rid of that. It's really not doing anything. Alright, so. And now I have no clipping in the pants. Huzzah. I have a little clipping here. I'll probably just go in and finish that manually because I really just don't want to fart around with that. But that also might be caused because I'm twisting this shoulder really crazy. And it is! So if I just twist that shoulder back, it pretty much fixes that. Which is, like, not super the greatest way to handle that, but whatever. I think I might also just put that back into the default position, because I really am not a huge fan of the way that arm is, like, bending all crazy. So I'm just gonna, like, bend this down and maybe also put this back to where it was, and then I'll just be like, give me sassy elbow, person. Sassy elbow. I don't know. I get really weird when I rig. I think this actually needs to come up a little higher. Yes. Glorious. And I'm just, mostly because I really don't feel like going back in and doing a lot of weight painting on the back of this, I'm just kind of like, hey, how is the pose there? And I'll just, like, fudge the elbow down. Ooh. Definitely have to come back and edit some weights in there, because that is real not great looking. These hands are enormous. Like, I did this. I had complete control over the size of the hands. I made a judgment call, and I'm not sure that it was the right judgment call. I move the clav back a little bit. Yes. Perfect. And I'll just be like, yay, armhole things. We're gonna ignore the fact that this cloth is, like, very much not deforming under her arms. It's fine. We're not gonna worry about that right now. I'm actually not. This is the one time where I'm like, you know what, I actually don't care enough to try to fix that. However, this thumb is clipping very aggressively through the shirt. It's like, no, it's kind of, I don't know. Really weird little thumb. And I think, what if I actually did like this? Rah. Twist the wrist, pull that up, and push that back down. I think that's pretty much where I started. I maybe should have done IK for this arm, but whatever. What's done is done. Now it just looks like she has a stomach ache. What if I... Alright, here's a bad idea. It's a really bad idea, but I need to see. I must know. Alright, so if I did like this, and maybe just, like, put the arm up, and... I don't do the peace thing, like, ever. But, like, maybe I will right now. You know what, I don't even care that I'm bending this elbow joint the wrong way. We're just completely going to ignore that. But I could be like, peace. That's going to require me doing extra weight painting on the fingers, which I will do if I like the effect of this. Peace. Wow, this arm barely comes out to in front of the head. That's kind of insane. No matter, I can always move the head slightly. I don't really like that. It looks like a traffic cone is happening. I thought I had a pose that I liked. Apparently I was wrong. I could just have it giving people the finger. I don't know if my rig would really accommodate that super well. While I'm here, I'm just going to make sure my audio is still working, and it is. I don't know what else to do with this. This arm is, like, kind of too short, and the hand is too big to do it in any position that I want. So... I was like, I could just put like a weird little bomb or something in her hand, like put her hand behind the bag and put like a bomb in it. I'm like, that's a terrible idea. Why? Turn this into like a hardcore like old cartoon where everyone just like casually carries bombs around in their pocket to like blow each other up with. I don't even. Anyway. I kind of like this actually. It's like casual. It's like casual butane torch chick, but in a way that I don't entirely dislike. I think the head might be a little bit too cocked over. Alright. I think I might like this. Cool. We're just saying I'm happy with this. What I'm less happy about is the shaping at the back of this little cloak thing. What I might do is just run through real quick with a... I mean, this is janky, but I really don't care. Totally fine for my purposes right now. I might run through with just a quick paint weights tool. And I just don't want this to be attached to the hip. Or what I think I might actually want instead is for that to just be... I want that to just hang straight down in the back. So if I attach that to like the pelvis, I think that would accomplish, except this brush is clearly way too large. I don't know why I'm trying to work with this enormous brush. It's not doing good things for me. Alright, so what if I did like the knee and then I just smooth... Oh wait, I don't want the knee, I want the hip. The princess back one day. Alright, I'm just Photoshop drawing this nonsense. Yeah, this is an improvement. Why do I keep trying to draw on the knee? Holy crap. What if I... Let me just scroll through, see what's actually up with this. Alright, so I have spine 1, I'll smooth that area out, because I can... Ooh, that's a dramatic improvement. Not that it really makes that sense for that to be attached to spine 1, but... I mean, in this case, it's behaving a little bit more like how I would want and expect this to behave. So I'm just, since this doesn't really need to be animated, I'm just gonna basically ignore the fact that this is grossly unrealistic. Yes, gorgeous. So much better. Alright, yeah, I might actually just run through with a larger brush, maybe a 2, and just smooth that out a little bit on the inside and the outside, and make sure that it's not like clipping through the butt, which it is not. I could be all, oh look, it has like a little bit of bumpiness in it. It's like, oh, it's like cloth folds. And I'm just like, no, it's not like cloth folds. It's really not, though. We're also just going to ignore the weird, like, pulling on the inside of the legs here. And by ignore, I mean go in and try to correct, because I apparently can't help myself. Alright, so that's the right leg, so I don't really need weights on, like, any of these left hip things in here. As per the usual. And then this, I don't need any weights on the right. Ooh. Pelvis. I also don't really want spine 1 weights on this. Not entirely sure why that's happening. Actually, yes, I am. It's... Oh, actually. Man, I'm gonna have to go back and do... leave it, because I'm being really lazy. Alright, paint skin weights it is. Um, yeah, whatever. Literally just demo object. I'm gonna call this kind of not terrible for now. Once I, again, go back in, what's spine 2 doing? I have this weird feeling, ooh yeah, if I had a little bit of spine 2, no, that's still making that real janky. So, it's a spine 1, I think I need to actually break into, okay, yeah, I'll just smooth these hip values a little bit. Ooh, shoot. And yeah, that's fixing the issues in the back, cool. Hip, let's go through and be like smooth, smooth, and theoretically, this looks like it's way more even. It should be, it's a little bit less lumpy. I still am not crazy about this weird, very aggressive lump in there. It's probably, yeah, it's the right hip doing that. Cool. Yeah, that right hip just needs to get taken down. It's like crushing that over very aggressively. Replace. What if I manually draw that over and do a little bit more on spine 1, and also a little more on spine 1 in here. All right, I'm gonna fix this one little bump in here, and then I'm gonna stop, like I keep saying I'm going to stop, and then never do. I'd actually rather just not have clipping. Apparently that's what I'm prioritizing right now. Alright, so I'm gonna... It still looks terrible. Weird lumpiness. Alright, so it's totally gonna be like the hips and knees doing this. I think it's gonna be good. Oh my god, except for this one little dude in here. It's just grr. Wow, alright, cool. It looks like it should be fine. Oh my god. Stop it. Wow, that back looks absolutely horrible. Do I care enough? Yeah, I do. Coat, wait. I'm actually, what I'm going to do is actually just grab this and do a skin export weight maps. Fine. And just wait for that to export. I'm actually curious, is that done already? Dang, it is. Alright. I will take that. Alrighty then. Cool. Well, that was kind of fast. Faster than I was expecting. Alright, so now I just need to go through and paint in like the left clavicle. And with a brush size of 1 and just systematically make that look less awful. I think what I actually might do is just go back in and replace a lot of this with chest weight, because that's what this should be. It really shouldn't be moving with the rest of the torso. And that actually seems to have fixed most of the issues that I was having, which is exciting, because that took a third the time that I was hoping and or expecting that it would. Perfect. Awesome. Good. This doesn't really make sense for the chest influence to extend down so far, but it's doing what I want, so for now it's fine. Alright. Yeah, that's significantly better. But again, with this cursed... Oh, I'm doing replace right now. Awkward. I thought I was doing smooth. But again, it's doing what I want, so I'm just gonna pretty much ignore that. Awesome, and that actually fixed a lot of the weird lumpiness in there, so that's exciting for me. I think I might just replace this, get rid of all the weight for the knee in here, because I think that's actually what's... Also, this is the right knee. I don't know why that's affecting the left leg. And I'll just hit this with a smooth really quick to make it a little bit less aggressive. I'll go through and just get rid of all of the ankle weights on anything, because that's just stupid. Alright, so I'm just evening out some of the very awkward weight on the bottom of this coat. And it seems like actually just forcibly getting rid of a lot of the knee weights actually did very good things for this. Yeah, I should have just done this from the start instead of trying to like fart around with whatever I was doing before. Because this is turning out significantly better. And I need to jump through significantly less hoops to get this to do what I expect it to. I'm basically just going through and doing the same thing where it's like the left coat, the right side of the coat really doesn't need to affect the left side of the body, and vice versa. And then I'm just going and smoothing out that border ever so slightly, so it's maybe a little bit less aggressive. And holy crap, now we have a nice coat without any weird lumps in it. And it still fits on the character. Cool. So, and it's not even clipping through the character at all, which is actually pretty unexpected, but oh my. That's some quality. This is like Cherub gone horribly, horribly wrong. I'm just gonna go through and maybe fix this ever so slightly as a pride and workmanship kind of thing, because it'll take me like 10 seconds. So I'll just make the chest a little bit, have a little bit more influence on the chest area, under the arms, maybe like down here. Cool. I always like enjoyed but also hated weight painting. There's really no reason that needs to have influence, but I'm just gonna let that be for now. And then I would like to paint a little bit more influence onto this pelvis so that the butt is not sagging down so aggressively. Again, not great to animate this, but totally fine just to fiddle with. What is that attached to? Why What am I trying to find right now? Spine 1, spine 2, chest, clav. You attached to the right clavicle? Because I will cry. What are you attached to? These vertices here look terrible. Clav, yeah, no clav weight. No pelvis weight. No root weight. It's probably the root. No? What? What is... What the actual heck? Go back and look at my chest weights really quick. Ah, apparently it was... What? What the heck? That's really bizarre. Alright, but, I mean, this is, strictly speaking, all going to be under clothes, so it really doesn't matter all that much. Alright, cool. Awkward little pop character. All the sass. I feel like this needs a little plaque on the front, but I don't really know what to put on the plaque, so I might just not put a plaque. I do think I might actually tweak the position of this leg. And this is why I like doing stuff with rigging. It takes like 4 seconds if you need to modify something. You're just like, I don't really like this leg position. And then you just fix it, and it's done. There we go. Oh yeah, all the sass. Amazing. I really can't leave this coat alone. There's like tiny dimples in here that are very much bothering me because I apparently an uber spaz. It's a weird feeling it's the hips. Also possibly the pelvis. It's done. It's done. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to stop. I can still see dimples, but I'm going to stop, because I'm being a crazy person.